Preferential option for the poor and vulnerable is the fourth theme in the Catholic social teaching. Preferential option means to take care of the people who need it most. As a church, we need to stand by the poor. It is our job to satisfy them. The church feels called to take a stand aside the poor, without losing sight of the good of groups in the context of the common good of those who are weak, vulnerable, or poor. They deserve the preferential concern of the society. Our society is based on the differences of rich and poor, and the poor needs our help. Here are ways that our Henry Carr community shows its support for those who are poor and vulnerable.
One program that we do for the community is the Blessings in a Backpack, which is for students that on Fridays they come into this room actually and they get a backpack and it has food for them to I think last the week.
How is Father Henry Carr helping the less fortunate in our community and outside our global community?
Okay. Actually, you can see it every day in what we do here at Henry Carr. Just yesterday, Ms. White and Ms. Hemsley took the girls group down to St. Francis Table to serve them lunch. So there's like a shelter where they provide lunch and they help serve it to the actual thing. So, and during Christmas we had Mr. Pooplin's GPP class collect money during the candygrams and use that money to buy food for the food bank right here in Rexdale. So we're doing that on a local scene. On the global scene, as Chuck can attest to and he knows about, the Father Henry Carr Senior Boys Soccer Team is trying to start a tournament that would benefit the One World Football Project and this ball. This is an indestructible ball that we could send down to children in developing countries. There's regular balls that we send down. And just playing with a ball is shown to help a child's development. So imagine all the places where a lot of our students come from and how they play, as I say, the beautiful game. And what they bring, just sport alone, the fun that they have can help them in their daily lives. And the cooperation, teamwork, and they grow as citizens and as just people by playing a sport. So what we want to do is we want to raise money through our tournament, throughout our whole school, make it like a school-wide initiative so that these kids, we can send balls down to these countries and help them and give them the gift of play to help them develop as human beings.
Oh, another week without lunch money. What am I supposed to do? So hungry, man.
You look kind of hungry. You alright?
How does Father Henry Carr benefit the less fortunate?
Well, being able to work out in a gym environment is something that's often expensive. If you were to get a fitness membership at a gym, it might be pretty expensive, something like maybe $40 to $50 a month. Here, students get an opportunity to get a good workout and use this facility at a cost-effective price of nothing. That allows students to work out. It allows students the opportunity to get a good workout.
Preferential option for the poor and vulnerable means that we must take care of all people in which we are to give the same rights to others that we have for ourselves. We must protect the poor and the vulnerable by giving relief to those in most need. We also must provide charity, defense, and liberty to those who deserve it. When we start to embrace preferential option for the poor and vulnerable, God asks us to look over those who are in poverty and are in need for what they do not have.
It's an organization that came from the U.S. It's actually the donation that we received from Blessings comes from Leah Miller, which is our Coach Miller's daughter. She donates $5,000 a year towards the community to feed students and families that may have difficulty, may not always have food or find it difficult to make ends meet. So we purchase a lot of different foods like rice and pasta.
Bagels.
Yes. This is actually for the track team tomorrow. Mr. Miller coaches the track
Water, and a lot of groceries.
And a lot of the kids on Blessings are on the track team, so we're helping out the track team tomorrow.
Here at the Henry Carr community, we are always doing our best to give a helping hand to those who need it. It is our responsibility to do what we can to support and give options to the poor and vulnerable.
In both the Old and the New Testaments, we see God's desire for His children to show compassion to the poor and needy. Jesus said that the poor would always be with us. He also said that those who show mercy to the poor, the sick, and the needy are in effect ministering to Him personally and will be rewarded accordingly. Jesus commanded us to love one another. And what better way to demonstrate that love and that kindness and that compassion of Jesus Christ than by reaching out to those of the least of these among us.